So, Shannon, would you rather have Steph or KD right now?
It's probably blasphemous for me to say this, Skip, but I'm going to take Steph because he's back being Steph Curry, the two-time back-to-back MVP. He's on the early pace to break the record, which I thought was unbreakable, of over 400 threes. I think he's on pace to hit 444 threes, Skip. In the last 10 days, Steph Curry has 3 games in which he has 9 three-pointers or more. There are only 12 players in NBA history with 3 such games. Let that sink in for a second, Skip. He's done something in 10 days that only 12 players have done in their entire careers. Skip, it's just something about the three-point shot. It's kind of like, I guess, the punt return or the kick return touchdown, Skip. It's just so demoralizing. And that three-point shot, I know KD is a three-point shot. He got the mid-range. He can get all the way to the rack. Basically, Steph, Skip, is a three-pointer floater. That's what he does. He really try to finish at the rim. Dude, 6'3". He ain't got no extraordinary. He can't elevate like Anthony Edwards, Skip. He ain't 7 foot tall like KD. But, Skip, there's just something to be said for a guy that's that size in the Western Conference, leading his team to the best record without their second-best player, which is Klay Thompson, and Wiseman. So, for me, Skip, and I think the thing is, for me, another thing is that we're looking at Kevin Durant. Because he came off that injury, many people, that's been a death sentence. That's been the end of their career. They're never the same player. But he's come back and he's been Kevin Durant. I don't see any ill effects from that injury. But we also remember, because last year, Skip, Steph came back and led the league in scoring, coming off a broken wrist in which he missed basically the entire season. So he came back, and granted, it was his left wrist, not his right wrist. But for me, right now, I think Steph Curry, I would take Steph Curry because he's what he does is more demoralizing to a team than what KD does. So I would take Steph right now.
I just hope we don't get struck by lightning sitting here on the set because that was utter, straight blasphemy. I'm going to use the Dak Mahomes argument that you use against me. No. Right now, what GM would take Dak over Mahomes? Well, none would. I wouldn't. I give you that. I think Dak is going to beat Mahomes because his team is better than Mahomes' team, and he's playing at a higher level right here, right now than Mahomes. But in the bigger picture, would any GM take Dak over Mahomes? No, not even close.
No.
I don't even think one idiot out there, some guy who's about to be fired would take Dak over Mahomes. Conversely, similarly, I should say, there's no GM who would take Steph over KD. They just wouldn't. We're 6'3". You're not a GM. That would be the one thing you're not. It's 6'3" versus 7 feet.
Yes.
It's 7-foot monster. It's the most unstoppable mid-range jump shooter we have ever seen against whipped cream Steph Curry.
Ain't no whipped cream.
Yeah, it's whipped cream.
There's substance to that.
Every couple of nights, he'll have a big shooting night, and it'll be Steph-tacular. And everybody overreacts to the three-point shot because it has become the shot. It used to be the slam dunk, and that has been rendered completely obsolete.
It's only 2 points.
Who cares?
Exactly.
Who cares? It's just another ho-hum tomahawk slam, whatever, right?
It's a layup.
Okay,
now.
it's now a layup.
Yep.
But Steph, he invented the logo three, right? And he pulls up just inside a half court, and he made another one. Way to go. Well, guess what? He's making 45% of his threes. What? Sounds pretty good. It's the second lowest of his career. That's how great a shooter he is. But guess what? He's taking a career-high 13.4 threes per game. That's 3 more a game than your man Buddy Hield is attempting for Sacramento.
Right.
3 more a game? Really?
Yeah.
Okay? So he is just running away with the three-point attempts in this league.
Right.
Because he's got the greenest light in the history of basketball shooting the ball from 3 because his coach loves him just the way Andy Reid loves him some Mahomeboy. Because Andy Reid wants Mahomeboy to be his extension. I selected him. I found him. I picked him. Watch this.
Right.
He's going to throw it every down. Who needs to run the ball when I got this kid? I want you to try anything you want to try. And similarly, Steve Kerr's like, and Steve played and was a very good conventional three-point shooter and free throw shooter. Yeah. And he's like, that's my guy. He's an extension of me. Okay. Just shoot it whenever you feel like. There's no bad shot for Steph Curry. I get all that. But this all sprang from the fact that these two teams played head up, nose to nose,
and what
even Steven basketball, all the way to halftime. When was it Steph who took the game over? No, it was Andrew Wiggins who made back-to-back threes at the end of the first half to suddenly give them a 5-point lead. They were down a point with 33 seconds left, in large part because Kevin Durant was being Kevin bleeping Durant.
And Skip, you made this thing yesterday about Kevin Durant was being Kevin Durant. And Steph Curry matched him point for point in the first quarter. And Steph Curry outscored him in the first half. And then what happened in the second half? You say that's when the money gets made.
Thank you. Andrew Wiggins just kept on keeping on because he comes right out of halftime and makes 2 more shots, and all of a sudden they're down 9. And Kevin Durant's saying, God, I got to go. I got to push. Steph's on fire. They want this worse than we do. Obviously, is there not a Kyrie cloud hanging over this team right now? They don't have Kyrie, but even worse, it's the cloud
You still got James Harden.
Okay. Do you really?
Yeah.
Does he resemble anything near the MVP James Harden that we used to see?
27, 10, and 7 last night. Can I interest you in that?
Here's what I can interest you in is Kevin Durant came right back out back-to-back against Cleveland and Cleveland came in 9 and 6. So they're pretty good.
Yeah.
And he said, watch this. And he made 7 of his first 10 shots in the first half and scored 19 by halftime, and that's all. It was over.
Skip. But you make it seem like I'm saying that, like, Kevin Durant is a bad player. I'm just saying right now. I ain't saying moving forward.
Okay, but it's all springing off what happened at Brooklyn the other night when
Has he not been good this season?
The Warriors fans took over the arena. I've never seen anything like it. There's melees in Brooklyn about this team. There's like a Kyrie hangover effect where the Brooklyn fans, again, as Chris Broussard said on the show yesterday, there aren't that many of them to start with.
Right.
It's a small contingent.
Yeah.
And so they can't.
They're not Nets fans. They're Kevin Durant fans.
That is
They're
correct.
James Harden or Kyrie Irving fans.
Okay.
They're not Nets fans.
So Barclays is not exactly a Nets stronghold, so they can't defend the fort.
Right.
You know, all of a sudden, here comes Steph.
Right.
And the tickets are available.
Right.
And it wasn't Nets fans turning on Kevin Durant.
Right.
It was Warriors fans procuring tickets because everywhere I looked in the crowd, there were Golden State jerseys, and a lot of them were Steph Curry,
of course,
obviously. And once he got going, they came up and took over the decibels in the arena. It sounded like a Golden State home game.
And plus, Skip, also, when you have that many fans and all of a sudden you're beating the home team, the home fans are going to leave. So all those fans are going to get closer. They might have been up at the top deck, Skip. Right. Now they're going to come down, and now you're going to really be able to hear them.
So I'm sure it was hard on Durant's psyche. So in the third quarter, he comes out and says, God, I got to go, man. So could we see what started happening? Because he started forcing. He said he started rushing shots. He did not look himself because he wasn't shooting with any conviction or authority or rhythm, and he was just
give Draymond some credit.
Okay, I do. And by the way, there's a lot of box and one going on. There's some triangle and two, but a whole lot of box and one. And he just got off and stayed off.
He just had a long
went
night.
Cold and got cold.
Yeah.
And
that's a shot he normally he'll make that shot 7 out of 10 times
in his sleep. This is the one I thought that's money.
Yeah.
No, short. Everything seems short. And then that one, he couldn't get a hold of the ball and almost missed the rim with it. And these are 8 straight misses in the third quarter alone. When do you see Kevin miss 8 shots? He doesn't. He's the most efficient scorer in the history of basketball. We've never seen anything like him before.
Now, you do realize when Klay Thompson comes back, a lot of the threes that Steph is forcing will be wide open because you got 2 marksmen that can pick you off from any location on the court.
I got it. Are you guaranteeing they're going to win the championship?
I feel very comfortable. I think I might have had the Warriors do. I think I might have. Did I have Steph or Giannis being the MVP? I don't know, but they're going to be a tough out.
We have some Shannon Sharpe Memorial revisionist history going on.
I told you.
I didn't hear anything about Steph Curry.
You better recognize Steph. He might be my new fave.
He's your new guy?
No.
Shannon Sharpe.
But I like Steph.
Curry. Okay, so what happened in the third quarter? They got blown out. And how many threes did Steph hit in the third quarter in the rampage by Golden State? How many threes? He hit 1.
That was a dagger,
He hit 1. It was a dagger. And then he sat for the last 5 minutes of the third quarter, and they went on an 18-5 run.
It cost me a case, too.
It cost you a case because he got to 37, and you said 40. Thank you, Steph.
Let that thing get 1 second. You should say, you know what, Shannon, you went out. You like to talk about going out on a limb. I went way out on a limb.
40 for him, as much as he shoots?
Really?
Yeah.
Really, Skip? So that's where you are now.
I still got Kevin Durant. Every GM's got Kevin Durant. And I even hear now, oh, Steph's the better leader. Baloney, he's the better leader. Did you see what Kevin did with the Olympic team? Would we have won the Olympics, the gold medal, without Kevin bleeping Durant?
We'd ask Steph.
Huh?
Well, I mean, Skip. I mean, you got to really Skip. You got to Skip. You got. I mean, only Kevin Durant was one. Kevin and Dame was really one of our two of our top 10 players.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.